Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Aaron from the Better Traders here on Coin Bureau Trading Live. And joining me today is, I have to do it this way, is Des. What's up, man? How's it going?
Hey, how's it going? How's it going? This is Des here from Coin Bureau Chinese, here to drop some alphas and hopefully to share a little bit of a perspective about the trading markets with you guys right now.
Yeah, so we have a couple of tickers in mind, but really tonight is kind of, well, I should say it's my tonight. It's your afternoon, and I'm sure it's other people's mornings, but the live stream today, the purpose of it is to talk about the current market moves, Bitcoin's price action, what we see happening, what we think could happen next. Actually, it's really good because tonight we have differing opinions on Bitcoin's price action, but as well, what's going to be happening with alts, how is the market going to unfold, all that fun stuff. But before we get going, for all of you that have missed the last live stream that I did with Des, I want to give him just a minute to share a little bit about his experience as a trader, his experience in crypto, and just share a little bit about yourself. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's really simple. My experience and how I got into trading is very similar to a lot of people here. I think many of you see people getting rich in crypto, and you're hearing about people buying Bitcoin at like $2, and then Bitcoin is at 100K right now. That's how I got into crypto. And then I realized that when bear market come and you're holding all these spot bags of coins that you cannot even buy lunch and buy dinner with, it's a little bit useless. So that's when I decided to learn futures trading, perpetual trading, to learn how to short the market. So essentially, I got into trading because I wanted to short the market to hedge my position. And I started to realize that, wow, this is actually a very fun thing once you realize that you understand how it works, the mechanics of it. And it has become an addiction, I think. I don't know about Aaron here, but I've been looking at charts like an addiction every single day. It's becoming a problem, guys. And that's why I'm even on this channel right now. I think I have a problem, guys.
Nice. So let's talk just a little bit about Bitcoin's price action. We're just going to go right into it. And I totally forgot to welcome all of you that are watching the live after it's live. You're still awesome. You're still fantastic. Go ahead and hit the like button. And I really just want to jump into it. So Des, why don't you go ahead and just share your screen? Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Why don't you share what you're seeing, what you're thinking, what you're feeling right now from the crypto market?
Sure, let me do exactly that. So I think I am going to have a little bit of a conflicting opinion, because one of the things I realize is that a lot of crypto Twitter, as well as people that are on YouTube in crypto, a lot of people like to be sold hopiums. A lot of people like bullish type of news. A lot of people like, and I notice this is happening with a lot of videos that we put out on our channel too. Bullish news, a lot of people like to watch it. When I start talking about retracement, when I start talking about, hey, the market might not work exactly what we thought, people tend to hate this kind of news. So I just want you guys to be open-minded today or tonight or wherever you are. Okay, just want to pay attention. And I have a reasoning why I feel like we are going to be retracing. As I mentioned in the last live stream, I do believe we are going to go into a choppy summer, and Bitcoin is going to form a pattern called the bull flag, or for some of you who might be a little bit more into institutional trading, it looks very similar to a form of a wick-off reaccumulation pattern. But the way I look into it, again, I was just looking into this a lot because I needed to know whether to sell my odds or to accumulate more. And just on 22nd of June, I saw that Bitcoin, and let me just remove this because I don't want too many things on the screen right now. I noticed that Bitcoin formed a very clear bullish order block. Okay. And what is a bullish order block? Now, for those of you who maybe you're very new to trading, in short, bullish order block is just an area where there is a lot of buy liquidity. Okay. So in order for Bitcoin to create a breakout, many times they need to take a lot of the liquidity that is left over in on the charts or in the price action. So many times we see that there's an order block right here. So what I'm trying to say is that I do foresee a price to retrace into this area, take out this area here before going out, and then also forming, if you think about it, a little bit of an ugly inverted inverse head and shoulder here, which is a very strong pattern, chart pattern that's always break out to the top side. So then I'm always looking for confluence, because I don't just look at one thing and then I just make a decision based on that one thing. So what I did was also I pull out my Fibonacci tool, a retracement tool, and I just drag it. And I realized that the 618 is also sitting inside the bullish order block, giving me two confluence. One bullish order block saying that, hey, if price comes down and touch it, we are going up. Okay, but where does it stop? Where would the price touch? I think 618 is going to be the area where it's likely going to touch 103. I'm expecting something bad some, because news for me, I don't know about Aaron here, I don't know about you guys who are watching this right now, but for me, many times I look at news as just catalyst or smoke screen for price action. So I do believe that in the next couple of days to a week or two, we might see price slowly grinding into this area at 618 before going up. But I still think we are in a choppy summer until July. I think that sorry, not until July, until the end of July, right? I think that this is the time where if you're trading, especially on a smaller time frame, be careful because your stop loss is in jeopardy, in my opinion. So in short, I do think we are going to break out, but I'm expecting more of a chance of a breakout coming in August. In the previous live, we talked about Jackson Hole Symposium. We talk about potentially rate cuts happening in September, which is now, I think, 75% chance of a rate cut happening in September. That's going to be, in my opinion, the biggest catalyst. But market is always front running macro news. So I always believe that 2 weeks before the rate cut happens, maybe early September, maybe late August, market is going to fly. I think we're going to see Bitcoin break this bull flag, goes to at least 120K. That's my view on Bitcoin. But Aaron, what about you? And what about you? What's your thought? I'm very curious as well.
Okay, well, I have a different, I have a different opinion, but it's interesting. I think one thing that I agree with you on, and I think it's important for you guys to pay attention to this, especially if you're new to investing and trading crypto, is that front running the news is always a brilliant idea because everyone else is doing it. Most people that buy the news when it breaks, they're too late. And there's always going to be some sort of inside information that gets leaked. Don't try to find some special like DGen group where they're trying to sniff for the newest news. Like, it's just the rumblings that you hear, everyone else hears it, and you see the market react. But once those things actually happen, everything just dumps. So I agree about front running the news, buy the rumors, sell the news. And it's interesting to your timeline as well. Personally, August and September, historically speaking, are red months for crypto, specifically for Bitcoin. So that would be an interesting time frame, but this is also a top year. I do expect Bitcoin to actually close a lot higher, even as high as 173K by November. But again, the countdown is a ticking. A couple of things I wanted to share with you guys before I share my screen is right here. Hold on a second. Where is it? Oh, it's not going to let me do it. That's hilarious. That's okay. I know what I can do. Just give me a second. I'm not old. I'm old, but I'm not that old. It's okay. All right. So here's what I'll do. First off, this. So Coin Bureau Trading posted this, which is exciting. I'm actually just going to do it this way. So they posted this tweet. So the US declared crypto week recently, and Coin Bureau, the main X handle, posted this. And I want to share this because this also frames what I'm talking about right here. Okay, this is a different way to do it, but this is the best way it's going to work right now. So essentially what's happening is this. Congress has officially dubbed July 14th to 18th as crypto week. I want you to read that sentence again. It literally says Congress. I want to zoom in so you can read the words. Congress, not Degens, not the New York Times, not Coinbase. Congress has officially dubbed July 14th to 18th as crypto week. You just heard Des talk about front running the news. This is the news. House Republicans will take up 3 landmark bills: the Clarity Act, Anti-CBDC Surveillance Act, and the Genius Act. This is huge news. It's really, really good news. Now, with that out of the way, with that news in mind, you guys that have been watching the channel, you know that we're in a bull flag right now. At least that's what I believe. And we're actually seeing the best part of a bull flag. Again, this is what I think. This is my opinion. It's not to be considered financial advice. This is just from what I've learned and experienced trading crypto. I'm going to show you another instance of this exact same thing happening. So a bull flag is determined by price action. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, until there is a big, beautiful breakout, not a big, beautiful bill. And those big, beautiful breakouts typically have something called a retrace. And that retrace is literally happening today. So today is the make or break day for this bull flag to continue moving up higher, which I do expect it to do. which means that we have a topside target of 121K. A lot of people have been ragging on me saying that I'm super bearish when if the structure is called a bull flag, it has a bullish outcome. If it's a bear flag, it has a bearish outcome. So this is the expected outcome. One other thing that will be helpful as well to consider, especially if your eyes aren't really used to seeing a bull flag, 2024 was one massive bull flag. It took a long time, and the spread, the distance between all of these ups and downs was brutal, absolutely disgusting. No one had fun trading this chop except for bots. But eventually what happened is right here. There's a breakout of structure, and then there's a retest right there on October 23rd. And that's really, I mean, yes, the election results really helped a lot too. I got to give credit where credit's due. Thanks, Trump, for winning the presidency and then literally tanking the entire market because of your tariff mayhem. But this is the expected behavior for a bull flag breakout. And that's what I believe that we're seeing right now. It's just on a mini scale compared to the mega scale that we saw. Now, the one caveat to this, and I really think it's interesting what Des was saying, is that if this happens to be an inverted head and shoulders pattern, which would be really great because a typical head and shoulders pattern is actually quite bearish. For those of you that don't understand what we're talking about, so we have a left shoulder, which is a high, and it retraces back down to support level, textbook, right? Then we have a head, which is a new high, and then it retraces back to the neckline. Then it goes up. The right shoulder is supposed to be at the same level or region or price range as the left shoulder. So that way it looks like a head and two shoulders. So if we invert this, then this is an inverted head and shoulders. And if the normal head and shoulders is bullish, normal head and shoulders is bearish, this is extremely bullish. This is actually a good setup. So what Des was talking about is this right here. Now, it's not going to look as pretty, and we have yet to confirm our right shoulder, like you were saying. But essentially, if I can move this around just a bit, it's going to look a little bit ugly for a second. And their textbook, you're never going to see a good textbook head and shoulders, but there is the potential for that to happen. And again, you're saying that we have that liquidity area like 103K. If it even dips down to 101K, that would actually be a right shoulder. So what's crazy is that, you know what, we both win in the end. You want it to go down to form an inverted head and shoulders, which would be bullish. I want it to break out and continue moving higher, which would be bullish. So we're both agreeing on that. It's just the short-term price action. So that's in a nutshell what I'm thinking and what I'm seeing right now. What are your thoughts on all this? And feel free to disagree.
I want to share something as well. I do think you're right in a lot of ways. I mean, it is definitely a scenario because I think when it comes to trading, too many people, they lock into one scenario, are unable to be flexible and agile in, looking at different scenarios. But one of the things, I'll just quickly share my screen here. I was looking at the order flow. I was looking at also where the liquidity sits, right? This is the Binance BTC on Trading Different, which is where you can see the cluster of liquidity.
Can you zoom in a little bit more? It's just a little bit tiny.
Okay, let me try to do that. I have a huge computer screen, so I'm gonna try to do that. There we go. I think it's better, right? But it's so ugly. Yeah, I have to be. Right? It's so ugly, this thing here, but guys, it's an easy way to see. You can see all this cluster of liquidity on the top, right? So I do believe these liquidities are all stop losses. Basically, short sellers stop losses. So when you are shorting Bitcoin, for instance, you see this big dip here. So you need to think, like, for example, for those of you who trade institutional concepts or smart money concepts, you will look into things such as like, okay, engulfing candle. As a retail trader, you will see that a lot of these people will be shorting right now. So a lot of people will be opening shorts right now for Bitcoin. That's why I've been noticing that this area of cluster of liquidity here has actually been expanding and has been growing over the last couple of days. So meaning that actually quite a lot of people are shorting. So smart money is basically, in my opinion, they're building up the shorts here because what is smart money? What is short sellers' stop losses? If you are shorting, your stop loss is essentially a buy order. So when price actually, what Aaron was mentioning, if price actually goes into this area, take out the liquidity here, we will experience something called short squeeze, right? Meaning that Bitcoin will fly to the moon, right? And then I will also fly to the moon. Okay, the same time. But But for me, I am thinking that there is a possibility for price to come down one more time, right? Take this liquidity before going up. I think the outcome is the same. We are very sure that price is going to go up, and it will first take out the liquidity here. But if too many people, my view is, if too many people are drawing the same exact trend line, they are drawing this trend line right here. They're saying that this is a breakout pattern. I'm not seeing a lot. I'm not seeing the short sellers closing their orders yet, right? Meaning that I think they still think, like me, price might potentially go down. So to be honest, I am 50-50. So I like your thesis. I also think that my thesis can potentially play out. So
Yeah, I
we
can
don't
see
really
it.
know
Yeah.
what to do. So we just need to be prepared in terms of two possibilities. So for me, I think what will happen is, in the short term, I still think price will go down here, take the liquidity here, and then a lot of people will pile on more shots. A lot more people will say that, okay, Bitcoin is not going to break this trend line right now. What we're seeing is that Bitcoin will correct, at least in July and August. And then we see a lot more rate here. And then we will see a crazy, like massive blow off top. We'll just, the pump is going to be so fast and so high. You're going to be thinking that it will be like a dream. You're not even sure what's going on. You'll never see something like that. Take out all these stop losses from short sellers, and then this thing is just going to go to 120K, if not even higher. I think this is what the market is trying to wait for, piling on more stop losses here, potentially creating a short squeeze. But for me, is there a possibility for this to be a retest candle? It is also possible. Technically speaking, in terms of chart wise, yes, possible. You see a fair value gap in this area. It might come down a little bit lower, take this area before going up. So the way I trade is just very simple. I look into different scenarios because I'm not from the future. I cannot tell what's going to happen tomorrow, the day after, or next week. And some people will say that, oh, maybe Trump is controlling the market. I don't even know Trump is knowing, can predict what he's about to move or what he's going to do the next move. So I think what we need to do is we just need to create 2 or 3 different scenarios for every single chart that we're trading. Okay, if price goes here, here's what we're going to do. If price goes over here, here's what we're going to do. Otherwise, I think it's just too risky to just go all in, full margin into one particular trade setup. That's my personal view. So I do think, however, a lot of odds are looking pretty good, to be honest. I'm talking about odds, right? Aaron, what's your thought about altcoins right now? Because I know you love the altcoins.
Yeah, I think, I'm seeing good comments right now in the live stream and the chat, which is great. Continue to hit the like button. Views to likes ratio is always a struggle with live streams. If you guys like this stuff, hit the like button. Let us know. Give us that feedback. I see some people actually asking some really good questions that I want to follow up on later in regards to trading. Alvaro asking about what kind of bots are appropriate for bear, bull, and sideways markets, stuff like that. I made a video on bots and shared it today, which is probably why they're asking. Also, share the video. You guys have a social presence. Share this video. Help us grow. Help us reach 100K. We're really close on this channel. And I do see people drop in other tickers like XRP. I see Solana. I see SPX 6900. What I actually want to talk about is, because it's in the thumbnail, we talked about Bitcoin. Let's talk about Solana next. There's been a little bit of a shift in the Solana ecosystem with the announcement of these stock tokens. Have you heard anything about this?
Yeah, so X stocks. So I think this is something that is quite big in terms of narrative. I do believe that, because I was thinking, because I hold Nvidia shares and I hold a lot of Microsoft shares, basically the big 7. And I asked myself this, am I happy with the dividends? And the answer is not really. I mean, you don't really make life-changing income from the dividends, right? But I think the unlocking of tokenized stocks opens up DeFi to investors like me. So for example, let's say if I'm holding tokenized Nvidia, and you're telling me that maybe I can go to like a lending platform and I can collateralize my Nvidia shares, but in return it releases USDC or USDT back to me so that I can use that money for something, to reinvest into other things, or go into like Bitcoin or pay off my life expenses, then it makes a lot more sense for me, right? So I actually do think this is something that is going to be life-changing for a lot of crypto as well as multi-asset investors. So for me, looking at Solana, I'm thinking to myself, can other chains actually do this? The only reason why Solana is in the limelight right now is because these X stocks are minting the tokenized stocks on Solana. Right. But I do have a feeling, I don't know about you, looking at how institutions have been making their moves, and I'm talking about banks in America, right? They seem
Hmm.
to really like Ethereum a lot, right? In terms of
They do.
security, in terms of the fact that it's decentralized and it's one of the longest running altcoins. I do think that potentially we might see tokenized stocks on Ethereum. So and other chains as well. I won't be surprised if this also occurs on Sui, on like Aptos and other chains. So is this a mode for Solana? To be honest, I don't know, and I don't see it. I still see Solana as more of a retail chain. I still see it as more of a meme
Hmm.
coin chain. I just can't
Yep.
see it as a DeFi chain right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, I agree too. I mean, that's why I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Bonk in the thumbnail. Why don't we take a look at the chart for Solana and Ethereum? I'll go ahead and give you the screen so that way you can share a little bit
Sure.
what you're seeing and what you're feeling. And we got people asking, is Sol going to go to $1 million? So hopefully you've already prepared those moonshot targets for everyone to tickle their fancy.
For me, I think and I make it very clear even on my channel that there's three chains that I think would be the big dominant in the world of crypto: Ethereum, Sui, and Solana. And I think Sui is have a little bit of a catch-up play. But in terms of Solana, I'm looking at it right now. To be honest, I'm looking at a weekly chart. I think it's very strong. It has maintained this area here, this range. It came down, deviate a little bit. Now it's maintained this top part here, which is good. Like right now, I think this area here is good. I think the worst is over for Solana. I don't see it going back down here. Again, it forms. For those of you who were early on, you notice that I said Bitcoin has a bullish order block, and this one also has a bullish order block right here, which has been tapped. But one thing that I didn't like is that even after tapping it, the candle that it was created wasn't very strong. So what I like to see is after a bullish order block has been tapped, I want to see a very strong move, a very bullish move. And I suspect it's also because we're not seeing too much volume right now. I think maybe it could be because of the summer months. We're not seeing volume in terms of people believing that it's time to buy Solana right now. I still think that because of all the crypto IPOs that's happening, right? I think
Mm.
people are very distracted and think people are focusing on the IPO market right now, because I was just looking at the actual SPX, not the 6900, right? It's an all-time high price discovery right now. People are throwing money into the stock market right now.
Yep.
Of course, I do think that at one point people will take profit and then they'll go into riskier assets like crypto.
Hmm.
But the volume is too small for me to signify anything for Solana. I do think we might have see a retracement back into this area here. Then
Mm.
I still think Solana is in a DCA category. I think it's good to DCA Solana, but if you tell me try like go all in and buy Solana right now, I think it's extremely risky. Too many just from the quick look, too many supply zones, too many resistance on the top. It's better to wait for a much clearer change of structure or change of market structure before we go in all at a bigger amount. What's your view on Solana? Though? I'm curious.
Oh, it's going to $1 million. That's an easy answer.
It's easy. We're all going to be billionaires.
Shortcut. Shortcut, easy answer.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I like the fact that all this stuff is happening with the institutions and with the tokenized stocks. It does make me reminisce a little bit uncomfortably about FTX when they unveiled this back in, I think, 2021.
Yeah.
And this is like one of the cool things that FTX did. Everyone's like, wow, this is amazing. We can trade stocks with crypto. I mean, the idea is great, but the execution obviously was subpar. Did not work out
Mm.
well. But I think with Solana being not an exchange but a chain makes it extremely interesting. And yes, I agree with you too that there's a lot of attention on Ethereum and Solana, both of them recently, where I see Ethereum being heavily favored by institutions. Like you got Tom Lee, I believe, or is it Tom Jones? Let's be honest. We'll just call him Tom Jones. He's doing his Ethereum version of MicroStrategy, buying up lots of Ethereum with the sole purpose of accumulating for higher highs. I don't agree with his investment thesis at all, but that's what makes him rich and I guess me poor. But I personally feel like Solana has much, despite all the outages, I feel like it's just going to be much more volatile, meaning that it has much more upside potential. Whereas Ethereum still feels trapped to me. I really struggle with seeing Ethereum go above $4,000 just because it's languished at this $2,500 range for such a long time, and like it's just been chopping up and down and up and down. I mean, that's me. And I also get a lot of flack from calling it ETH. And I realized why, actually, because I've been living in Japan for the last 16 years. And when I see E, I don't think E anymore. I think eh, because of Japanese, because of the language. So that's why it's ETH. But ETH for all of you Americans. By the way, happy 4th of July. Did you know?
Oh, yeah. Happy 4th of July, guys. If you're American watching this, have a good one.
Wow,
really good one.
wow. Yeah.
Totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
Are we going to see Trump coin pump today? Maybe Trump will do something and say something. Maybe the meme coin will pump. Who knows? 4th of July.
I doubt it. I 100% doubt that will happen. And if he can't say anything anyway because of all the legal stuff. But it is the 4th of July. It might pump, but it'll be weak. There's just so much hate on this chart. It's just riddled with hate. Let's dig into some of these chart requests that I see from people here in the chat. And by the way, you guys are hitting the like button. Thank you. Make sure to share this video, like the video, leave a comment with charts that you want to check out. I want to actually follow up with one of these charts. So I'll look at a chart that I'm going to set you up to give you a minute to look at one next. So I'm going to have you look at Litecoin for Leon, just shorten it to Leon. And then I'm going to take a look at SPX for John. I'm not even going to try to read that last name because I know it's his last name first. Okay, let me find good old SPX. Cool beans. Okay. Awesome. So, first off, it's ridiculous and embarrassing, John, that you would ask to look at the chart for SPX because there is no chart, apparently. But with that said, there's clearly price action and there's money involved. So as much as people want to be diamond handed, eventually you want to chip up a couple of those diamonds, right, and sell. The one thing that we don't even need the TBO for this. It's actually really clear. So there's overhead resistance. And today, at the beginning of the day, we actually saw a really good pump. It was a really surprise move. I mean, this is also on Ethereum, so it's not going to reflect price action like it would on another exchange because there's going to be some slippage, but still, that's a really good move, even on Ethereum. My main thing about price action right now is, I mean, it's not terrible, but I mean, having this big pullback right here, the big sell-off really destroyed a lot of the momentum. And again, I already made a video on the Coin Bureau trading channel talking about momentum plays, talking about when a coin tops out. And I picked SPX and it literally did all of those telltale signs. It broke support, volume died down, it did a bottoming out, it popped back up. So, I mean, it's showing signs that it's looking done. But given the bullish vibes that I'm seeing and feeling right now, I really think that SPX has the potential to go up higher, mainly because this wick is really interesting. I know it's, again, on Ethereum. Let me see if it's even on an exchange. No. But still, I'm looking at this going, yes, there's still sideways chop. There's still sideways consolidation. The one thing, I guess, to be concerned about with the price, and again, I just want to take off indicators to look at a naked chart, turn off the lights, is this. So we kind of have a pennant. It's a weak pennant, but we kind of do. I mean, it would be really messy to do this. I don't like doing stuff like that either. So eventually there's going to be make or break somewhere in here. Personally, I feel like it's a break just because it's a coin that has a good cult around it. People like the coin. People have had good experiences buying and holding it, even though it's basically at its all-time highs. So I'm feeling good about the coin. I'm still holding some. I did sell on the way up, and I was transparent about that, selling at 114, selling right here at 150 or like 148. So I'm happy with taking profit. No one ever went broke taking a profit. But long-term, yeah, I feel like SPX has potential to continue moving up higher. Long answer to say, I like it. All right, I'm going to throw it to you, man. You good? You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
So I just realized that Litecoin is one of those charts that I've not seen in a long time. I don't even have it on my watch list. It's a very boring coin to be trading. But I'm looking at the chart right now. I've just
Yeah.
mapped out. One of the things that I often do is that because I trade supply and demand as my primary bias. Essentially, that's how I make my decision whether to go in or go out. And I look into it, and there is a major. This is what I call the swing supply and the swing demand, meaning that
Mm.
this will take a lot longer to play out. These are bigger time frame. But internal ones, we have a mini supply zone, we have a mini demand zone. You can see it got rejected off the supply zone. Now it's likely going to go down and test this internal small demand zones before going up. So Litecoin, I wish I can give you guys like a really sexy answer and tell you this thing is gonna go like break out and it's gonna have like go all the way to like 1.618. It's gonna go and make you $1 million. Unfortunately, it's just looking like it's going to go sideways for a bit longer. I think it's just gonna chop for a bit longer. And until perhaps we see that this big supply zone is taken out. So if you're looking for a bullish indicator, you're looking to see whether we are going to experience a Litecoin pump. First thing it has to do is take out this supply zone right here, which is quite further away, as you can see here. Whether you like it or not, the whole entire price action is still downtrend. We need to see it going. I mean, some people will say that, okay, if I draw it like this, it's broken out, now it's coming back to retest. Again, you have to also understand that there's a lot of plays here, because if Bitcoin do follow the direction that I was expecting, which is to go down to the 103 area, I think Litecoin will follow suit and go back to the demand zone to break. Basically, this breakout is not going to count. It's just going to be a false breakout, right? So I do think right now it depends on you, because if you're holding Litecoin right now, I think you just need to wait until we see better market condition where the market is a little bit more greedy, the market is a bit more bullish. But if you're looking to buy Litecoin, then you need to buy at the right price. For me, buying spot is all about like doing business. It's about like buying low, selling high, making sure that you buy from your supplier as cheap as possible. And then when a customer offer you a really good price, you just sell. Doesn't matter. As long as you're in profit, it's good, right? So for me, the price to buy is going to be at this level here, $80, because this is a very clear cut. We have a drop base rally, right, which is a demand zone area, forming a very clear-cut demand zone, and this demand zone has not been tapped yet. So there is a chance that the liquidity in here will attract price to go down here, take this liquidity before going up. Still forming an uptrend if you think about it. So for me personally, buying at the right price for Litecoin is very important, which is this level here. But I don't know if your audience does this, Aaron, but I buy spot with stop loss. So a lot of people say, "Oh, that's when you're a coward. How can you like put a stop loss?" For me, guys, I see everything in crypto is vaporware except Bitcoin, right? I've been telling you guys this in the last session that I did here on Coin Bureau Trading. You cannot go to 7-Eleven and buy like a pack of biscuits or like a carton of milk with a coin called Litecoin yet. Okay, but you can do that with like perhaps in some countries, Bitcoin, USDT, US dollar, right? So for me, long story short, I know I've been babbling a lot here. I'm expecting price to go down into this demand zone, okay, and then consolidate further, and then we form maybe an uptrend pattern, a change of market structure, take out the supply zone, right? Then we go up from there. So if you're holding Litecoin right now, ask yourself what's your average price. Very important, right? And do you want to lower down your average price if your average price is very high? If yes, then maybe this area here might be a good time to take a look into an entry. If you don't have a Litecoin right now, you're not holding any Litecoin right now, ask yourself this: why are you holding Litecoin? If you believe in the technology, if you believe in the company, if you believe in Litecoin, then if you must buy Litecoin, then this area is an area that I would rather buy. I would not buy in internal areas because I feel that the internal areas are often much weaker compared to the external areas. So $80 is where I'm gonna try to buy. If you are a trader, right? If you're trading, you don't care about any of these coins. Your job is just to make money trading, right? I think there's a decent setup here with a risk reward ratio of 3.11. Price comes down, take this area. Okay, so my view is price will come down, take this demand zone, and then we take profit in the supply zone. Whatever happens next, I'm out of the game. I don't care about this coin at all. My goal here is just to make US dollars. Right, and that's my view. I hope I didn't offend anyone, because I know the Litecoin army is not gonna like to hear this.
No, it's okay. I mean, they're asking questions and we're giving them the real deal. There's a really good question actually that I feel like we should talk about, because I think we both have different opinions about this, but this is happening right now. So the question here is from a name I can't read because it's in Russian, but it says, do you expect another meme coin mania, like something like 2021 with some meme coins, and again adding the word meme one more time to the question? Personally, yes. I feel like memes have made a huge impact in crypto, for better or for worse. Whereas NFTs, that was like peak 2021, and then they really died down. They really haven't come back. No one talks about NFTs anymore. The only ones that are even worth having or holding, in my opinion, are CryptoPunks. Most people can't afford them. But NFTs, anyone can hold it. And we're still seeing a lot of people make a lot of money trading meme coins. But with that said, of course, there's a ton of risk involved with meme coins. But I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you expect another meme coin rally? Like when Bitcoin, let's say it bounces out of this range and starts pumping, do you think meme coins are going to be the first thing to pump with Bitcoin?
Yeah, for sure. I think selected meme coins, not all meme coins. I think some meme coins are starting to fade in terms of a lot of crypto traders' mind frame or mind share. If you think about it, like last year, a lot of people were talking about coins like bread on base, right? This year, we don't really hear a lot about bread anymore, right? If you think about it, a lot of people are talking about fart coin, SPX 6900. I got people telling me that, oh, SPX, XPX, and I thought they're talking about S&P 500. Nope, they're talking about the meme coins, which is insane, right? Like these are like people that used to be like TradFi traders or TradFi bankers. But anyway, I right in front of me, I'm actually looking at the fart coin chart right now. I'm just gonna pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
I see there are buyers and there are like movements, and this is not a dead chart. The fart coin chart is not a dead chart. So I do believe that certain coins, I have a feeling that Trump coin will run another round. Okay, I don't know when,
Wow.
but I have a feeling that coins like Trump will run another round because there's just so much manipulation happening with the whole entire group, with the World Liberty Fi and the whole group behind the crypto White House. I have no idea what they're doing, but I do feel like they'll find a reason to pump it up again. Second thing is that I do think that in terms of meme coin mania, not all memes will pump. Will people go and be a degen and trade on like pump.fun and all this? I think so. I think people are always looking for outlet like that. People are always looking for a new ways of trading, and we've been around long enough to see that in crypto, people justify even the smallest thing as a bullish case or a bearish case, specifically more bullish case. So I think that meme coins will be around. I do think that we'll see even the return of celebrity memes. I think more
Oh
celebrities
no,
will come
God,
back
no,
and do
please.
memes. Yeah, I think that's inevitable, right? I think when
Well, we
there's
did
money
see a
to be made.
huge burst of celebrity NFTs at the top of the last cycle. Do you remember
Yes,
that in 2021?
yes,
And that was insane. It's like, what's going on? Like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade had NFTs. It's like, wait,
yeah,
what? Are you guys serious? Like that? If you want
yeah,
a top signal, that's it. Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
So I do believe that meme coins will come back, but I think only selected memes. It will not be all memes, and it will not be like all the tides rises all ships. I don't think it will be like that. I think the selected ones, like for
Mm,
example, a lot of people are talking about Melania. I don't think Melania is gonna come back.
really?
No
Yeah,
way.
same.
Yeah, not for me, right? I think certain ones, like for example, like Pepe, maybe
Uh-huh.
Popcat, right? The big ones in each category with like strong cult following. I think yes, those will do really well. But the ones that are a little bit more riskier ones, smaller market cap ones, those are just I don't think they're gonna explode like what we experience.
Mm. We got a good question here, and I think it's a coin worth talking about too. It's from Brett. Can you discuss XRP given the recent news and macro that's been in the media? I'm not following any news on XRP. I just follow price action. But I know that they were recently something like the SEC's case against them. They tried to bring it back up and they got denied. I know there are lots of people that love XRP.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything because you guys won't like what I have to say about it. But maybe Des has some nicer things that he wants to say about XRP.
Same thing. XRP for me, right? They're always in the news. It's not like this is a rare case. They are always
Yeah.
in the news. And I'm just gonna share the chart real quick.
Yeah.
Chart is just forming like again, it looks a bit like a flag. Okay, and it's going through another one of those long range. It's really testing the patience of its holder for some reason, Um,
Wait, zoom out. Can you say that one more time? It's really testing the patience of its holders. Zoom
yeah,
out. The
zoom out.
thing
Okay,
has
okay, okay.
been in a death trap since 2018.
Look at that. Look at that. It's
Everyone that holds XRP is a Zen Buddhist monk by this time, in my opinion. You guys are legends. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt, but I
yeah,
couldn't
but
help myself.
but XRP is huge in Asia, don't you think so? Like, you live in Asia. I have an
Yeah.
Asian community, right? A lot of people. Very common question that a lot of people ask is XRP, and I always try to find out why. Like even in Korea, I like to visit Korea because I try to understand why they like XRP so much more than
Mhm.
Bitcoin itself, right? And they like the fact that XRP is doing a lot of the news part of their business right. For example, always associating themselves with America, made in America. We are America first, right? We want to replace American banking. We want to do this, do that. So a lot of people like the narrative and the news, and I think XRP is very good at marketing because of that. So let's be honest, right? Crypto is about sentiment and marketing. It's not just about the use case. I mean, a lot of people argue against that, but I would say that companies that do marketing really, really well tends to see their price action pump up and do really well as well, right? So for
Yep.
me, I do think XRP wise, we will see a little bit of a bump. I think when Bitcoin pumps, XRP naturally will bump. I think the US is announcing that what made in USA companies and crypto companies in the US will get tax benefits. And I also believe that if I'm not wrong, they are the company that's applying for the US digital bank license or something of that
Yep.
sort. And I've also seen that they've done some sort of like POS terminal where you can pay with your phone, like Apple Pay. So I do think that they're working towards that direction, but the market cap, the price is really, really high. I don't know if there's any big upside for the risk that you're gonna take. So for me personally, if I am buying XRP, I want to buy at a good price, which I've listed here, near the demand zone, which is $1.50. I know a lot of people say it's ridiculous. Price is at almost $2, over $2 now. Will it go back there? I don't know. If it doesn't go back there, I will just not buy XRP at all because listen, I have
Mhm.
limited funds. My dad is not a billionaire, so I don't run a $1 billion trust fund. So I
Yeah.
need to select the coins that ideally can bring the best upside to me with the lowest risk possible. And XRP is not one.
Mhm. Uh, I think you just said a whole lot, and I think the people in the back of the room might have missed it. But you don't have to follow the herd because everyone is in love with something. I mean, Bitcoin, it could go up to $173,000, which would be like a 70-ish, 65% move from where it is. You could make good money trading. I mean, if you're coming from stocks, that's a great return. But if you really want to grow your portfolio at the end of the bull market when there's the most potential, you want to focus on the biggest coins that have the most potential reward. Sometimes it means they're super overlooked, they're super oversold, they have a small market cap, but it's crazy. I see people asking for the chart for Sui, and I wanna pull that one up next. Just let me switch it over here. Um, Sui is really interesting, mainly because I'm scared for Sui holders. And the reason why is zooming out here on the daily time frame. So there's pretty clear support here. Basically, it's just a V-shaped bounce. It makes a nice higher low. We have a higher high, higher low, and then all of a sudden a break structure. That's the first red flag. The second one is this is not the typical classical way of drawing support and resistance, but this is something that I call a resistance fan. So basically taking the low to the next low and taking that low to the next low. And eventually this fan is going to have a line that's just going to be super duper like high like this. And then we get a break eventually. So it's basically just finding the first break. But the problem is that even if you don't do a fan, like this is a long enough period from August 5th 2024 to the low here on April 7th, 2025, that's a pretty good level of support. And the problem I have with it is that on this recent pullback because of the Israel-Iran war, the attacks and stuff, which have miraculously gone quiet in the news. I wonder why. Gosh, maybe it's like it was tried, they're trying to hype it up to be bigger than it was to scare the market. Maybe. But anyway, breaking this support line, pumping above, but just dancing on it so many times. This is not good. I'm looking at this skeptically and worried for Sui. Now, volume is bad, but on balance volume, it has the potential of having a bullish cross above the moving average. But I'm concerned for Sui. It's a good chart for trading, but it really needs to be bouncing up higher in order to maintain bullish momentum. So that's my take on Sui. I saw that. I didn't want that question to go unanswered. Let's see. Okay, cool. There is a question. We still got about 15 minutes left. You guys can go ahead and smash that like button. I have a question up here at the top I want to answer because I said I would. Actually, I'm going to give this to you. It's kind of a wild card question. You ready, Des?
Sure.
So the question from Leon again is asking about Litecoin, but we could just frame this for any coin. Is it true that crypto is heavily suppressed? And do you believe that Binance has anything to do with preventing an alt season by using winter mute to wash trade the longs? Basically, do you feel like exchanges are responsible for wash trading these rallies and taking advantage of market makers like Wintermute? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm sure they have a hand in many cases in the past. They've done it before, and not just not just the exchanges. I think some of the big projects that have actually been doing it to create more value for the projects, which I'm not going to name. But if you guys do your research on on chain, you'll find that some of the most reputable projects actually do that as well. For me, it is the alt season being suppressed. First of all, I don't even think there will be an alt season coming. Again, it depends on your alt season's definition. For me, I do believe that what I call category kings, the kings of their own category, will actually do very well, and these are going to be like the Solanas, the Sui, right? The Bitensa. And I'm not shilling any of this. If you do a research, go really find out like who are the best of the best in every narrative and theme. I think those are the ones that will do really well, and also I think the team that will be doing a lot of fee generation and revenue generation, as well as buying back their tokens to burn. I think those are the projects that would actually do very well in the upcoming alt season per se. I don't believe that there is enough liquidity to sustain all the coins in the market right now. So are we to say that exchanges are the ones that suppressing the alt season? I don't think so, because having talked to a lot of exchanges myself, they actually want alt season. Because think about it, if a lot of people are making money in crypto, it's mainstream news are going to talk about it, and then the retail is going to come in and use these exchanges, hence creating more fees. So and that's where they will make the most money. So I don't suspect they are suppressing alt season unless there's a bigger conspiracy going on that apparently I'm not part of. Then I want to be part of it. Then you better tell me. I want to know more. Then let's share some alpha with me.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. I really hadn't thought of that before either. I mean, the exchanges win when there's more trading volume to be had anyway. So I have seen threads, I have seen posts on X and videos on YouTube talking about Wintermute and blaming them for a lot of stuff, and other exchanges using them for market making. I mean, market making helps to grease the wheels for a lot of liquidity, and it comes at a price, unfortunately. And I think a bigger problem when it comes to cryptocurrency is leverage trading. We talked about the potential short squeeze at the upside. I mean, the reason why a short squeeze can happen like that so quickly and easily is because so many traders are using super duper high leverage, irresponsibly so. And these aren't like noobs. Like, these are accounts, like multi-million-dollar accounts getting liquidated. You can see all the information on CoinGlass. It's insane. So yes, Wintermute could have a hand in doing it, but I really think that the leverage, or rather the futures market, is a huge reason why there's a lot of wild swings to the upside and the downsides, particularly for those coins that also have spot charts as well. Yeah, there's a good question that I actually want to answer real quick, and this came up at the beginning from Alvaro. What kind of bots, grid, DCA, etc., are appropriate for bear, bull, and sideways markets. Do you have any experience using bots, Des? Before I answer this
Yeah.
one,
Yeah, so for me, mainly in crypto, I only use DCA bots. So I like to go DCA, especially at times like this when the market is choppy. Just a lot easier and no stress. And you just buy high, buy low, buy in the middle, and you average out your price, knowing if you like, for example, like me and Aaron, we believe that Bitcoin is going to break out, potentially go to 120 something thousand, right? So if you don't know how to trade, if you're not a very good trader, DCA is a fantastic way to actually get position in right now.
Amen and amen. Yes, I agree with you. Yeah, I know that there are grid bots. I did a video on grid bots, I believe, for the Coin Bureau Trading channel, and my personal experience hasn't been positive with grid bots, but I love DCA bots mainly because, as I posted in today's video, which you guys can watch after this, like you have the capability of actually taking profit in the coin itself. So you can basically you're generating coins, which is cool. Like this is the way to do it. Like the real long-term scenario for Bitcoin could be $1 million. So while you might be taking profit every single time, like just $1 worth of Bitcoin, once the price is now up, or not now, but once the price goes to $1 million, well, now you're $1 is worth a lot more. Like it's worth $10. And it doesn't sound like that much, but if you're doing it over and over and over and over and over and over, like just repeatedly taking profit, winning, it really does stack up. It really does add up. So I agree with you, DCA bots all the way. Let me see. We have a really good question on here too, that I want to pass to you because I think this is a really good one from FD. If Bitcoin revisits $100,000, dropping down there, which is a pretty far drop from our current price of 108K, what prices could we expect on Solana, on Sui, on Ethereum? What are some thoughts you have about that?
Yeah, so this is gonna be a tough one, because I buy
Don't
at
tell me the right
levels.
price. Just tell me the exact price, please. Don't.
Yeah, the exact price, the best price possible, right? So okay, so sweet Ethereum. I actually have some buy targets.
Yeah.
For
Oh,
them.
perfect. Yeah, go for it,
So
man.
I'll just quickly share as well. I'm actually on
Wait,
a trade.
before you do, you guys, there's still time. Hit the like button. Come on. Des is doing you a massive favor right now. Hit the like button if you like this content, okay? All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So okay, for me, I am actually looking at Sui. There's a small little demand area here. So if you're looking to buy 2.2 or 2.3 area around this region, might be a good decent price to buy. We're looking at around this area here where it potentially can come back to retest that area. But to be honest with you, I'm looking at the charts right now. I'm not even sure if price is going to go back to that area. So even at 2.3, 2.5 around this area, $2.50, this is for Sui. It's pretty good buy in my opinion. But if you feel like it's very confusing, you're saying 2.2, 2.3, 2.5, it seems like you're very unsure. Goes back to my earlier answer to the earlier question, just DCA, right? Just dollar cost average. Because right now,
Yep.
I do think we are at the first leg of a bottoming pattern. I think it might go down, form another, like more like a W shape, but we need another liquidity sweep. So for those of you who trade, like let's say institutional concepts or smart money concepts, you need to understand that a sweep needs to happen before a big move happens. So if you believe we will see a blow off top, you see like a really big pump, we need to see a sweep first, and we want to catch the price at the sweep. So where would the sweep happen? So likely we might see something along the line where price might just do something like this and then go up, right? So, and it fits the bill because this looks a bit like a falling wedge as well. Then it's just absolutely perfect. So then we want to try to catch this area here. So this area is likely going to be around $2, $2.10, $2.20 around this area. So what you can do is that you can pepper orders around this area here: $2, $2.10, $2.20, $2.30, $2.40. So whatever you get, you just keep. Whatever you cannot get, like just missed out, and it's okay. Then you buy when there's a retracement. That's how I trade, because I truly believe that nobody can catch the bottom and nobody can catch the top. Your objective is just to get a nice position in around this nice range of price. So knowing that mindset, right, that is going to help you guys position yourself better. And that's for me, Sui. Solana is not my favorite chain, as you all know. If
That's okay.
Solana is one of the chain that I feel like it's very retail, and I feel like the market is actually overvaluing it a little bit due to the fact that For me, I think it's over reliant on the whole meme coin and the whole pump.fund, because there was a narrative where what if pump.fund creates their own chain, let's say called a pump chain, right? And then they will take away all that revenue and fees from Solana, which is quite scary if you think about it. So for me, I want to buy Solana very, very cheap. So I think, let me see, I might have a Solana chart somewhere. My buy price is a bit ridiculous. I think a lot of you are gonna get a little bit pissed off. My buy price, I believe, is around $120, somewhere around here. I think it's around this area here. Yeah, $115. If price goes down to this 786, 114, 115 area here, I will buy. Otherwise, I am okay to skip Solana. Okay, because for me, with tokenized stocks coming in, as I mentioned earlier, I do think it will unlock a lot of different opportunity, especially in DeFi. I would rather use that money to buy like actual strong companies that like Nvidia, like Microsoft, Google, Tesla, and all this, and stake them, or maybe use them as DeFi to get out USD, right? That for me makes a lot more sense, at least at where I am right now. So Solana, if I want to buy, I must buy cheap. So 115 is the price I'm looking at. The other one was Ethereum, right? Ethereum is tricky, guys. To be honest, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I'm not very sure about Ethereum. I don't want to like let you guys feel like, oh, this guy is just saying whatever he has to say. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I look at even at the liquidity here. There's liquidity at the top, there's liquidity at the bottom. So I'm not really sure where the price will go. But if there's liquidity on both sides, I tend to lean towards the bottom side, because my view is that if I'm like a market manipulator, if I'm like Wintermute, right? Not Wintermute per se, but a lot of you guys think Wintermute is the evil market maker. But if I'm a company or like an institution that want to buy Ethereum cheap first, then I will try to push price down to this level, around $2,000 level, to take the order here before going up. So because of that, I'm leaning towards around $2,000 level, but I will also pepper order, because I still think this is a demand zone. Demand zone is going to be around $1,850. Okay, it could just touch that area and then wake up. We don't know, right? So around $1,850 to $2,000 level would be my buy area. Otherwise, I will wait for a clearer breakout or clearer pattern to confirm first before buying Ethereum. I'm okay to buy Ethereum at a higher price, but it must be a much more confirmed pattern, meaning that I want to see Ethereum breaks out of the major supply zone, which is, let me see where this is. So I remember that as a major supply zone. I think Ethereum chart has a ton of supply zone that it needs to take out. There's one right here, you can see, right? This is an area to pay attention, and then there's another area here. So you can see there's a lot of resistance, there's a lot of sell orders on the top. What I want to see is that I want it to at least take out this area first. Then I'll look into getting an entry at the retest. Otherwise, I prefer to buy around this area here, this region, around $1,850 to $2,000 area. So again, I'll pepper order maybe every $50 or every $100.
Yikes.
Yeah, a bit conservative. I know a lot of people are saying they're a bit conservative, not too bullish, but for me, the way I buy spot, right, the way I buy these tokens is all about buying low and selling high. And I need to buy at the right price. If I don't buy at the right price, I will skip and I'll buy other tokens, I'll buy other assets, because I have limited resources in the shape of capital. So I need to make sure I can maximize the utility and productivity of my capital.
Yeah, you totally forgot to give the diaper warning, by the way, before you said that price, because that's a pretty big drop, and I think some of the people need to pause the video and then resume it in a minute, because they might have had an accident. We're coming up on an hour, which is nuts, believe it or not. But I have a great question here, which tees it off perfectly. It's from, I can't read the text, it's too small. Oh my gosh. But asking, where can we find you online? Yeah, so I'm on two platforms. Like I'm not really super public in a way, but I will just quickly share. I run a YouTube channel for Coin Bureau Chinese, which they just only released a video like a couple of minutes ago. So I'm going to try to share it with you guys. As you can see here, this is our channel. If you understand Chinese Mandarin, you can come and follow us. We create content in here. But for English ones, you can actually follow our Twitter, which is go to Future Trends Edu. You can follow us on there, right? And sometimes we post news and post some alphas here and there. But if you can understand Chinese, I do a lot of shows very similar to what Aaron is doing on our channel under Coin Bureau Chinese. Just search for Coin Bureau Chinese. And my latest video just came out predicting Q3.
and you can, if you understand Chinese, you can come and watch. And my team also will put captions in English after 2 to 3 days after videos is released, so you guys can actually follow that as well.
Yeah, and actually, YouTube is doing a much better job with doing the automatic dubbing. It's something that's been happening on my channel, which is crazy. So now my videos can be watched in Japanese and Chinese and Spanish and French and German, which is crazy. So yeah, I'm sure that's going to be, if not already available for your channel, it's going to be coming soon for sure. So guys, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. And you know what? Now's the day you're going to learn Chinese. Put on those subtitles, you'll be just fine.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you so much,
Des,
Aaron. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no, you're a legend, man. Thank you so much for giving us your time today to do this live stream. All of you that have joined us today, you are fantastic. You are awesome. Make sure to hit the like button before you leave. Leave a comment, and for all of you that are watching on the replay, leave a comment down below with what you've learned, what you've taken away, for better or for worse, something you're excited about, something you're not so excited about, like that devastating Ethereum target. But I mean, it's reasonable from Des. But let us know what you think of the stream down below. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.